Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, today I have a watch to talk about, and I did an unboxing recently, and this watch is an interesting watch. So let me start off by showing you what started this. This is the Seven Sins watch that I bought, I don't know, a year-ish ago, and because my buddy Joe sent me a link and basically dared me to buy it and said, dude, you need one of these. So I went and I looked and I bought it because I thought it was kind of cool. It's total novelty watch. But once I got it, it was built pretty solid and, it was cool. So fast forward to today or last week or whenever that was, when the owners of Core Timepieces, they originally were known as Sharp Brothers watches, and I'll put a link in the description to my video of the original Seven Sins Automatic. They reached out and said, hey, we've got a Quartz version we're coming out with now. Would you be interested in checking it out and, doing a video and all that stuff? So I said, sure, send one over. And they did. And here we are. And so let's talk about this. There's some cool stuff and there's some misses. But this is still not pre-production. I don't know. These are on pre-order through the end of January 2021. So there may be some tweaks in the final production. It's not Kickstarter or anything. You can order it, and they're going to start shipping in February. So I believe is the deal. So Kiram and Steven are the co-owners and founders. Originally, it was Sharp Brothers, but they wanted to not be locked into knife-styled watches. Because they do some other models also. There's a Fury that they've come out with that's available today, and there's multiple colors there. And there will be a link to their website down below, so you can check out exactly the offerings that they have. So they changed it to Core Timepieces. So, which I get it. This particular option is definitely knife-centric. So as we kind of see here, the hands are a switchblade. The second hand is kind of a drop of blood at the end. And then you have the Seven Sins that on the day wheel instead. So let's dive into the specs. This is a 42 millimeter case. The lug width is 51 millimeters. The lug to lug. The lug width is 22 millimeters. So you can get all kinds of different straps for it. It comes on this NATO. They also supplied this longer NATO, which is good, and we'll switch that here in just a second. Overall thickness of just the case, if you take away the NATO strap, is almost 15 millimeters. So it's not thin, and that is a flat sapphire crystal. The movement in here is a Miyota 2315 quartz. It weighs in at 99.2 grams. See? I remembered. I weighed it in ounces, did the conversion. 99 grams, 3.5 ounces, and it's a 300 meter diver with a 120 click bezel, which is a nice, satisfying bezel action. It works really well. There are no minute indices, so it does line up. There's not a lot of play. In that regard, it's really good. So let's take a look here, and I'm going to just pull this strap off and put the other one on because this one is too short, really, for my 7 1/4 inch wrist. And show you the case back here. If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. So this really is talking about it's not necessarily meaning kill Buddha. It's more of don't hold on to your teachings, kind of learn something and move past what you learned so that you can continue to learn other things. And I think on their website they do a better job of explaining that. But that's basically the message there. It's really a kind of a fashion type, novelty, lifestyle type of watch company. Let me put this on and give you a wrist shot. So it's really about, more fashion type stuff. These are currently $179 pre-order, pre-sale, I guess, if you will. So you can go to their website and order them today. And yeah, the brothers, they kind of came up with this idea in a bar. Shocking how many ideas come up in a bar. And see, this one is almost a little short also to really tuck back in. There's just enough to barely tuck it back in. Now, I don't typically do NATO straps anyway, because they're not the most comfortable for me. But here it is on my 7 1/4. So it does work. And it's very comfortable, for a NATO strap. It's just not my preferred method of watch wear. But yeah, they came up with this idea in a bar because they realized that the bartender apparently had stopped tending bar to check his Instagram. And they realized that nobody's living their lives for themselves. We're all tied to social media, which they're not wrong about that. So they came up with the 7 Sins watch that we should go out and live our lives and do what we want to do, kind of a thing. So I'm sure they've explained that much better on their website than I can paraphrase. But it does come with a very cool watch roll, which I actually still use mine quite a bit when I travel from when I got my 7 Sins watch. I don't necessarily take my 7 Sins watch when I travel. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I haven't traveled in a long time anyway. But yes, I do use my little watch pod, I guess it is. Not really a roll, but a watch pod. So let me give you a size comparison here. Next to an SKX. This is a Turtle Guts in an SKX case, so you can kind of get the idea. And I would do a loom shot right about now. However, they have decided that they were not going to do loom on their Quartz watches. Okay. So that could be a deal for a lot of people, which is a little bit disappointing, I think, because the loom on the automatic is actually really good. So they did loom fairly well the first time. So I'm not sure why exactly they decided there was some issues and they decided that they weren't going to do it on the Quartz watches for some reason or another. Some watches they could do it on, some they couldn't, so they figured they would just not do loom on the Quartz watches. So there you go, guys. Let me know. This is not my typical watch. I do enjoy the 7 Sins automatic, other than the bracelet. Well, the bracelet is fine. It's the clasp that kind of leaves a lot to be desired. But they are working on options for that, and they are working on potentially a bracelet option for the Quartz as well. So they are listening to the public and making changes accordingly as they hear complaints or criticism, constructive criticism, I guess you should call it. So there you go, guys. Let me know what you think of fashion type watches. I think it's kind of cool. It's, this does come in different colorways. There's a red dial, a white dial, and a kind of a off-white dial. I don't remember exactly now, but check them out on their website if you are remotely interested, and they can hook you up. So thanks for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow.